Well, hey there. Welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and More with Jim. You can hear the washer and the dryer going on in the background. Once again, down here in the basement, working. It's really early season, and what I'm getting ready to do is set up a whole bunch of pawpaw seeds into flats. Got my flats already pre-done. These are root maker flats. I've used them last year and they really worked out well. And I'm going to go ahead and get these all set up in here. There's 18 cells to a flat. I got 6 cells set up. That's a total of 108. And I've got 121 seeds. So all of them but a handful is going to be placed into these flats. And the rest of them, I have a 3-gallon pot. I'm just going to lay some in there. That being said, you see I have a bag here with some type of powder in it. I'm moving it around. Got my seeds all put inside there. And I'll show you what I got going on. I have a product here called mycorrhizae. The mycorrhizae has endo and ecto mycorrhizae is what it is. And what I'm doing is I'm inoculating the seeds prior to putting them into the soil. Does it work well? I don't know, but I hope it does. And here's something that I am going to do is I got a dry pan right here, and I'm just going to dump these seeds in there. And that's the reason why I got the gloves. I don't want to handle that stuff bare-handed because I don't know if it would hurt me or not, but I'm not going to take the chance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the seed, and I'm going to look at the seed, and it's going to be laid flat, just like this. And I'm going to go to one corner, and I'm going to push it down to about the depth of my knuckle on my thumb, because when I water this in, it's going to cause the dirt to shrink down in, and then I'll top it back off again. And all I'm after is just to boot the seed down in there. I did this last year with these flats, and I had a really good result. For those of you that's been following, you know what I'm talking about. And like I said, I want to make sure, when you look at your seed, you pretty much can tell which direction that root's going to come out. Now my soil mix is composted manure and potting soil mixed, half and half. The composted manure is going to have enzymes in it, or microorganisms, and that'll help the root system. And what the mycorrhizae will do, as the root is coming out, it'll attach to the root and help that root bind the microorganisms within that potting mix. And we're just going to keep right on going. Get these all booted in there. Here's my first 18. Set that to the side. And I'm going to take the tray and set it down here on the ground, out of the way. Excuse me. Now, one of the things I'm going to do when I get these all set up and get them watered in, I'm going to take some manure compost and I'm going to top these off, because when I go to water these in, that dirt is going to compact down inside the flat, and And what we're after is to make sure that the seed isn't going to come up, and the manure compost is more dense than the potting mix. So it kind of helps hold that seed down so it doesn't push the seed up out of the soil. That's the thing. I got somebody calling me. I'll have to look at it later. I'm just going to keep pushing down in here. Some of these seeds are pretty small, probably from wild pawpaws that I picked up somewhere, because there was some wild ones here that I had picked up. So keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. There's 2 flats set up. Set this tray down. But you can see how the mycorrhizae powders that I'm using is sticking to the seed, and that's because I put the seed down in water, which the seed were all cleaned up, stratified. These seeds, incidentally, have been in the refrigerator for 150 days. So they've had plenty of time to stratify. You can see how quick this process is. That's because, like I said, I've already got the flats all set up, just waiting. I want to get all the seed done in one whack with these gloves on. Like I said, I don't want to handle that stuff barehanded. Some of these seeds are extremely large, which, you know, came from different pawpaws. There we go. There's 3 of them. That's 1 more to go. Pull these over here. Well, we're coming in here to another growing season. That's the reason why I'm doing this. These are going to be stuck out into the greenhouse. The greenhouse itself that I erected is holding a temperature roughly around 20 degrees or better this time of year, because the temperatures outside are getting warmer, the earth is warmer, and we're holding good temperatures in there. So I figured now's the time to get to rocking and rolling with this, to get it done, and hopefully we have a really good growing season. Now, as some of you may know, we're coming up on May. And in May, we have a Pawpaw conference coming up. It's going to be held in Worcester. And one of the speakers is going to be speaking about what I'm dealing with right here, mycorrhizae. And I'm really looking forward to that presentation. I'll set this over here to the side, and hoping that it goes well. Keep trucking with this. But like I said, I don't want to stop while I got these gloves on. But yeah, the speaker is going to be talking about mycorrhizae and the benefits of mycorrhizae, and I've talked about mycorrhizae myself, although I don't have the educational background that the individual that's going to be speaking on mycorrhizae has. I'm just that backyard grower that stumbled upon something and decided to run away with it and share it as I'm going along. And that powdered form of mycorrhizae is really sticking really good to these seeds, and I like that. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit of the dust on top of the soil. Won't hurt nothing. Okay, there's another one. Last tray. I have to say, this here went pretty fast. And rock on. Boy, that's a big seed there. Take another look at it. It's all covered up with mycorrhizae. Now, granted, not all of these are going to germinate. I suspect normally what I get is roughly around 80 to 90% germination, and hopefully we get some good germination out of these. And I'm just going to keep on moving here, almost there. Six more cells. Okay, now I'll set this to the side. Say hello to this pot. It's a 3-gallon pot. I've grown pawpaws in this fashion time and time again. I'm not going to really pay attention to where the seed radical or the seed root will come out. I'm just going to poke them in there, get them out of the way, find a spot for them to say hello to the soil, and let it go from there. And got 2 more. That's the reason why I put them in the pan, so I could see what was going on. Let's find an empty spot right there. Now all I gotta do is just water everything in, and then I'll take my compost mix and layer the tops to add that weight. That seed, when it starts to grow, that taproot will come out and go down, and it'll begin to push and push. As it's growing down, it's pushing upwards. And that seed, if it's not down there deep enough, or if it's not being held down in there, that seed will actually come up with that root, and you're left with the seed up on top, and it may not be able to make its way out of that seed. It's not like a persimmons. Persimmons will make its way out. We'll set that to the side. I'll get rid of it a little bit later, and we'll go ahead and get these watered in. But anywho, I hope that this helps you in your growing. It helps me a lot in my growing. I'm doing a lot of different things this year, but as I'm doing all these different things, I'm trying to share it with you as a community of people that want to grow little pawpaw trees. Well, hey, y'all have a good one.